I've discovered and developed an underexplored principle that's totally changed the way I look at coin magic, and I can't wait to share it with you. If, like me, you work in short sleeves, most vanishes leave you needing to clean up. The ghost principle offers a totally fresh approach, one which fools both lay people and magicians. How about starting a routine with both hands clearly empty and without any unnatural movements, a coin simply appears. And it's all totally impromptu. On this project, you'll find new vanishes, new productions, new switches, new utility moves, plus classic coin moves, both improved and reimagined. And once you've mastered the ghost principle, you can learn Schmetterling, my ultra clean, ungimmicked 3-fly. My name's Colin, I'm a professional magician and I work in short sleeves, so I'm always looking for new sleight of hand techniques that suit my style of magic and that for me look and feel like real magic. And that's why I'm so excited about this project. Now, this might not work in every environment, but from a worker's perspective, the positives far outweigh any negatives that this might have. And it looks like real magic. And what's even better, it feels and looks like sleeving without sleeves, which for me is a really cool concept. Now, I love coin magic, but I feel that a lot of the sleight of hand side of it can feel a bit closed, in that an audience member might not know where you're hiding the coin, they just know you're hiding it somewhere. Now, what I love about this move is that you're hiding a coin under the guise of being open and fair. And on top of that, you can make coins appear, vanish, switch, and even use it as a utility pass, all with this open and fair look to it. So just a bit of history and credit. In terms of this project, you'll find little influences by people like Joshua J and Ben Seidman and my good friend David Davies. But the one thing that helped mould this entire project was a technique that I first saw on a routine called Silver Echoes by Danny Goldsmith, and that can be found on his Project Voyage. Now, I encourage you to get anything by Danny Goldsmith because it's really forward thinking and really inspirational. Without wanting to give away Danny's exact technique, this builds on his work, which in turn builds on arming techniques by Chef Sal, which is another DVD I definitely encourage you to get. The coin starts in the open palm. As the hand turns palm down, the coin is manoeuvred into heel clip. The hand makes a slight squeezing motion as if the coin is starting to vanish. The closed fist turns back over, ensuring that the coin is concealed from the audience. The arm jolts forward and turns down at the wrist as the fingers let go of the coin. The coin drops neatly onto the strap. The hand opens to reveal the coin has vanished. The jolt forward signifies the moment the coin has vanished. When learning the move, a jolt will normally be more accentuated. As the sleight becomes second nature, the hand will simply turn over smoothly and open to show that the coin has gone. So the first thing Simon, my business partner from the Alchemy Tree, said to me when he saw the move is, great, but surely the angles aren't going to be very good on that. Now, one of the reasons he said that was because I'd sent him the video you just saw, and some of the shots were much lower down rather than head height where you'd want to see the angles. And that was done for artistic reasons rather than for angles. But it's, from a worker's point of view, I think that's a very valid question. So here are my thoughts. My first point elaborates on what I talked about at the introduction, which is this closed look that coin magic can sometimes have. So let's think about some quite angle sensitive moves, like for instance the back thumb clip. Then there's the Gh05t pinch, which looks like that. Then there's the O'Farrell grip that Eric Jones talks about, the JW grip, which looks like that, and then various arming techniques which have that sort of a look to them. Now, what they've all got going for them is that they're open-handed, as opposed to, say, a finger palm, which looks like this. Now, or even though the finger palm is completely, you can look at it 360 and it's completely covered, this says there could be something hidden in my hand, whereas this says there is nothing in my hands. So the point I'm trying to make is that surely these open-handed looks are far more important to coin magic than this, because of what you're trying to portray to your audience. So what are your angles? Well, I'm using a particularly large coin. This is a silver crown, so this will give you your worst case scenario. If you're using a small coin, your angles will be much better. If you imagine a beam of light going out, if you have that torch and that beam of light that goes out at an angle, that's kind of what your angles are. So if you imagine from the front, they're perfect, like this. And if you turn to the side, you'll probably get a glimpse of the coin over here on this edge. And if you turn around here, even though you've got the thumb for extra cover, you'll get a glimpse of the edge over here. Now, Eric Jones talks about spectatorial triangulation in his Project Metal, which is a great example of how to combat angly moves like this. And the way he thinks about it is this triangle, and that's that beam of light that I just talked about, and keeping your spectators within that triangle, so that if your spectators get closer, all you have to do to combat that is to move back, so that it keeps your audience in that triangle and keeps your angles perfect. The other way to combat this is to block with this hand, because you've obviously got this hand free. So you can block, if your audience gets closer from over here, you can block that angle. You can even turn further if you need to, if people start surrounding you a little bit. But if you think about it, you're only going to be in this position very briefly, and all the attention is going to be on this part of the hand. So quite often, if you do get a tiny glimpse over here, people won't really catch it because they'll be looking at this part of the hand. So that's my first thoughts on angles. Here's another one. So far, your angles aren't bad, but there's more. If you think of various arming techniques, which are great, but you've always got that danger of the coin falling off. And this technique will actually give you the confidence to try more arming techniques, which again, I highly recommend. But you've got this added safety net here, which stops the coin from falling down or moving around too much. And again, once you get used to having it there, you'll actually find that you can move your arm around from side to side, which will again help compensate for any angle restrictions you might have or people moving around, as well as the up and down angles, which is something we haven't talked about yet. So if you had somebody that was really tall, you would, rather than have it out at this angle, you'd probably steepen that angle. But it doesn't matter because the coin won't fall off because of the watch strap. And if necessary, you can even move this arm back to this position. Now again, as I said earlier, and you probably wouldn't keep this position for long, but you've got that option. And again, for people that are really low, you can go down quite low if they're sat at a table without any danger of this coin falling off. So let's move on with the rest of the project because I think I've rabbited on enough. This little convincer fits nicely at the end of the vanish to indicate to your spectator that the coin has really gone and that they can relax and applaud. Once the coin is shown to have vanished, the hand can simply relax to the side. The coin will drop into finger palm. Then, as an extra convincer, both hands are lifted up in a gesture or shrugging motion whilst the coin is in open hand Ramsey subtlety. The coin will drop back into finger palm as the hand relaxes back to its side. Of course, this type of sequence can also be shown at the start of a routine to casually show that the hands are empty. The coin starts in finger palm and can even do a casual pointing action before the hand turns over in a gesturing manner and secretly slides the coin onto the strap, as taught in the previous sequence. This leads perfectly into our first production, Skyfall. This is the same reveal as taught by Danny Goldsmith on Silver Echoes, except you have the added security of the watch strap, which allows the arm more free movement. I believe it to be one of the most astonishing and visual appearances you can perform, as the coin just seems to fall out of mid-air. The hand is shown empty, with the coin hidden from the audience, resting on the strap. The hand jolts down and back, and the coin drops neatly onto the palm of the hand. The jolt itself should be as small as possible. Practice will ensure that the coin lands neatly in the middle of the palm. The motivation for the jolt is that it signifies the coin landing. To prepare your spectators for the appearance, the eyes look up for an imaginary coin in the sky and then follow the invisible coin falling down. The jolt is the natural action of the coin hitting the hand from a height. From the spectator's point of view, it is a perfect illusion. Here are two variations of producing the coin from a closed fist. The coin starts hidden from the audience, butted up against the strap. The hand is palm up and makes a fist. The arm jolts forward and backwards. As this action is performed, the coin will be flung forward. The fingers open ever so slightly and the coin slides neatly into the fist. The hand can then be opened to show the appearance of the coin. The jolt accounts for the moment of magic. Mark Spellman suggested that if the other hand clicks its fingers at the same time as the jolt, it seems to emphasise the moment of magic even more. A variation on this is that the hand can also catch the coin as it turns fist down during the jolt action. So I'm definitely not a master coin magician, but this move has really helped improve my coin magic, and I'll explain why. And first of all, the dexterity that it gives you is really quite useful, but aside from that, it solved three big problems that I was having in coin magic, and hopefully this might resonate with a few of you. Now, my first problem was the perfect opening to a coin routine, which you could just take it out of your pocket or out of a purse, but I think the perfect way is to make a coin appear. And the way I used to do this would be to give it the old Ramsey subtlety to show empty hands, and then say, if I have an imaginary coin just there, pick it up. To make it visible, I just need to rub over it, and you'd have this coin appearance like that. And it kind of works, but it just feels like I'm doing lots of moves. And I think your audience senses that, and because of that, I think the magic moment is lost a little bit. Now, the other way to do it, which gives a far more open and free look to it, is if you have the coin hidden. I used to have it hidden under my belt, and then I could show my hands nice and empty like that, and then you'd have to get the coin, which would be fine, but you've got that moment when you're in front of lots of people where all of a sudden you've got that guilty moment. It's like, oh, I'll get the coin out now, don't look. And again, it kind of works, but I don't think either of them are ideal. I think a far more elegant solution is to be able to show your hands empty like this and just look up at the sky and go, watch. And that coin just appears. Or to again show both your hands empty and just click your fingers and a coin appears. So another problem that this move solves for me is the old it's in the other hand dilemma, which we've all had in performance. Now, of course, good routining can get around these sort of things, but in the heat of performance, somebody interrupts you, you've just got that moment where you've made a coin vanish, and before you even get the chance to go on to your next move, somebody's interrupted you and said, it's in the other hand. Well, now you can just turn your hands over and go, no, it's not. And you've got this lovely show. And on top of that, now you're not in some weird position where the coin's on the back of your hand, so it's hard to get rid of. You can just relax back down and the coin falls into finger palm. And of course you can just end it there, but if you absolutely needed to, you've got the total vanish taught in the previous sequence like this. So that's my solution to the it's in the other hand dilemma. So my third and final problem was a perfect ending to a routine. How do you give that routine gravity at the end, especially when you want to make a coin completely vanish. Now, one of the problems I had was that I always felt it was quite quick. And the reason it was quite quick was because I would do a false transfer and I'd have to ditch over here. I'd have to vanish over here and ditch back here. And because of that, it feels very quick. You vanish, boom, and it's gone. But it just feels like you've been misdirected very quickly. Whereas here, you can show the coin fairly, you can melt it away, show both sides of your hands empty, and then just relax. And the coin falls into finger palm. So again, that feels far more relaxed, and I think has a real boom ending. And like, where the hell has that coin gone? Here are several vanishes to show you how versatile the ghost principle is, and how it can even help make classic vanishes we all know super clean. This is a way of displaying two or more coins and vanishing one, all with just one hand. The vanish looks as clean as if using a shell. And combine that with the ghost shuttle, which is also on this project, it opens up lots of very interesting possibilities. Start with just two coins displayed, one partly on top of the other. The top coin is the one that's going to disappear. As the hand turns over, maneuver the top coin into heel clip, just like in the basic ghost vanish. As the hand turns back over, drop the coin in heel clip onto the strap. This motion should be done as smoothly as possible. Once competent with two coins, with just a little more practice, more coins can be added. This is an ultra clean version of the French drop, as it addresses the "it's in the other hand" dilemma. It also puts another layer onto the vanish to deflect where and when the actual vanish took place. Once the normal French drop has been performed and the hand is shown empty, it turns palm down to show that it's not on the back of the hand. Then both hands turn palm up. In this movement, the coin is manoeuvred onto the wrist. This vanish is essentially a one-handed French drop, inspired by Geoffrey Lauter's French pop. The coin starts in regular French drop position before being dropped into finger palm. The hand then closes, and in that motion, the coin is flicked back onto the watch strap. The hand is then opened to show the coin has vanished. A good tip when starting to learn this is to slow the move down and do it in stages. First, the coin drops. Close the hand, but not too quickly. As the coin flips over and flies back, catch it in heel clip. From there, it can be dropped neatly onto the watch strap. This action will condition the coin to find the perfect spot on the wrist where it is most securely held. Once this has been mastered, simply speed the closing of the hand ever so slightly. There'll be no need to catch the coin in heel clip, as the coin will automatically shoot back to the perfect spot. The Ghost Spider Vanish combines 3 elements: the retention pass, the spider grip vanish, and the ghost move. Just like the Ghost Drop, it looks very clean and also has that extra layer to disguise when the actual vanish takes place. The coin is placed in the open hand as if ready to perform a traditional retention vanish. But instead of the coin being retracted, it is left in the palm as the other hand moves away in a slightly awkward manner. The hand holding the coin turns over and secretly does the basic Ghost Vanish. It then opens to show the coin has gone. The spectator will turn their attention to the other hand, which can be opened to show the coin is not there either. One thing I haven't mentioned at all yet so far is watch straps, which is the best one to use. Now it's one of those things you've got to experiment for yourself, but what I will say is that metal watch straps for me are no good because they make way too much noise once the coin hits the strap. My preferred one is any leather strap, but let me go into that in a bit more detail and give you a few other options. Almost every single technique on this project has been devised whilst I was wearing this £35 watch from TK Maxx. Now it's a very old school watch with an old type of leather strap with this buckle on it, and that's the only issue I had. And it's not really that much of an issue, but you'll hear when the coin hits, it makes a tiny noise. And under most circumstances, it's not even a problem. I used to talk over it and ignore it and nobody else would notice. But every now and again, it would just bug me. So this is what I use now. Now for my last birthday, my wife got me an Apple Watch. And what's so good about those is that you can change the straps. Don't get one of the official ones, they're way overpriced. But I got this one for about £5, and it's a really beautiful leather strap. It doesn't have any metal buckle, so you've got nothing for the coin to clink on. And it works perfectly. It even has a little extra bit there which stops the coin rolling off to the side. So it's perfect. You don't have to get an Apple Watch. I think all of the smart watches, including the Fitbits, all have straps that can be changed easily. The sports straps work really well. Any rubber strap works very well too. As I say, it's just one of those things you'll have to experiment for yourself, and I'm sure you'll find one. As far as alternatives go, well, any leather bangle will stop a coin in its tracks and hold it in place behind the wrist. But if you're a magician that wears rubber bands, that works as well, and works as a nice stopper. Now you can't do all of the techniques with this, but for just a quick holdout, it works perfectly. So I hope that's given you a few things to think about as far as watch straps go. Here are a couple of switches which are perfect for any spellbound routine, but they also give you that really good fair open show if you were to say borrow a coin and then switch it in for a gaff one, like a cigarette through coin or something like that. So check it out. This switch allows for a very good starting position as you show both hands palm up and only one coin can be seen. One coin starts on the open palm and the coin to be switched in sits hidden on the strap. The coin visible to the spectator is apparently going to be thrown into the other hand, but as the hand turns palm down, it is held back and the other coin falls off the wrist into the open hand. To reiterate that there is only one coin, the other hand can be turned palm up and in doing so, maneuver the coin onto the watch strap. The other coin can be placed onto the awaiting palm and both hands can be clearly shown with just one coin visible to the spectator. Mark Spellman suggested this lovely alternative. One coin starts on the open palm and the coin to be switched in sits hidden on the strap. The coin visible to the spectator is apparently going to be thrown into the other hand, but as the hand turns palm down, the coin is actually retained and the other hand makes a jolt motion similar to Skyfall and lets the hidden coin fly forward into the palm. Now you've learnt the basic ghost technique, let me show you the advanced. Now this is even more exciting because the shows become even more open and the vanishes become even more magical. So let's first see how this differs from the basic version. Whilst playing around with this vanish, I discovered that if the coin landed in a particular area on the wrist, I was able to turn my hand over without the coin falling off. So for the basic method, the coin is right there in the middle of the wrist. For the advanced position, the coin is moved up slightly higher. If I take the coin away, you'll notice this bone between the hand and the strap. This bone acts as a ridge for the coin to sit on. The coin can be pinched and held securely in this position between the strap and the base of the thumb. When the hand is held side on, the coin will balance even without needing to be clamped by the thumb. The fingers have free range of movement. This side on position of the hand looks very empty and natural from the front. If you want to increase range of movement with the hand itself, simply move the thumb back and clamp the coin against the watch strap. So the next question is, how do you get into that position? Well, the good news is the Go slide automatically takes you into exactly that position, so you can go straight into that open show. The bad news is that all the other variations just take a lot of practice, and so you'll have to decide for yourself as to whether you think it's worth it. I mean, I think that anything where you can make a coin vanish and show both sides of your hands empty is worth learning, but I'll leave that up to you. BAD stands for Basic Advanced and is an advanced version of the basic Ghost Vanish. The coin is manoeuvred into heel clip, just like the original Ghost Vanish. As the hand turns over, it does a little flicking motion which lets the coin jump over the base of the thumb onto the advanced position. The flicking motion differs from the original in that it's an up and down jolt rather than a forwards motion. The motivation for this gesture, just as with basic handling, is that it signifies the moment of the coin vanishing. An alternative is to start in the basic position and jolt the hand up a tiny bit until the coin is in the advanced position. This is one of the most deceptive vanishes on this project. A great aspect to this vanish is that the coin automatically ends up in the advanced position, making it the easiest to master in this section. Holding the coin at the fingertips, the second finger reaches out and pushes the bottom of the coin back into a horizontal position. The coin now rests on the second finger, supported by the bottom edge of the first finger. The first finger then curls in and pushes the coin onto the back of the thumb. The hand angles up ever so slightly until the coin slides neatly onto the strap, straight into advanced position. The hand can then immediately open and be shown on both sides. The slide is a little knacky, but easier than most coin slides of this nature, as the strap acts as a solid stopper for the coin to land on. This is the fastest and by far the hardest vanish on this project, but very satisfying when you hit it. The coin starts at the fingertips. It is then dropped into the middle part of the second and third finger. The hand closes and the coin is catapulted back onto the watch strap, straight into advanced position. The two important elements to making this work are the exact position the coin lands on the fingers and how much force is needed as the hand closes to get it neatly onto the watch strap. Ideally, the coin should land on the spot for the advanced method, so that the hand can immediately be shown back and front. This is just a question of a lot of repetition and micro adjustment to perfect this move. I only discovered that I could use this move as a utility pass more recently, but as you'll see, they add some lovely open-handed convincers when you're vanishing one of several coins. Take a look. Because of the open hand display, the ghost move allows for some really fair looking shuttle passes. Here, only one coin is ever seen, but two coins are in play. One coin starts in the open palm, as the other coin is hidden from view on the strap. The hand pretends to throw the coin into the other hand. However, the coin is retained with either the thumb or, with larger coins, the first and fourth finger. Instead, it's the hidden coin on the strap that falls neatly into the other hand, where it can be openly displayed. To further reinforce that there is just a single coin, the hidden coin can be manoeuvred back onto the wrist with a gesture to show an apparently empty hand. Here, two coins are seen, but there is a secret third coin in play. Two coins are displayed, and a third coin is on the strap, hidden from the audience. The hand turns over and apparently throws the two coins into the other hand. In reality, one of the two coins is held back, as the other one and the secret coin on the wrist fall into the waiting hand. Holding one coin back can be done either with the first finger and little finger, which works well when using large coins, or with the thumb, which tends to be easier when using smaller coins. Then, as an extra convincer, one of the coins can be thrown back as the other hand turns palm up. Again, holding one coin back can either be done with the fingers or with the thumb. An alternative handling to show 3 coins as 2 is to start with 1 coin in each hand and a 3rd coin hidden on the strap. As with the previous versions, under the guise of throwing the coin into the other hand, it's the coin on the wrist that actually makes the journey. Again, as a convincer, one of the coins can be thrown back into the other hand and shown as 2. So we've come to the end of the project, and boy is this taking me a long time to make. Even in a pandemic, it's taken me over 3 months, but I had a lot of fun doing it. And I recently sent it to Danny Goldsmith, and he was really lovely and gave me his blessing on using the move where you get the coin onto the wrist, but also made me aware of a couple of other credits. Namely that he teaches a similar switch to one that I teach on here on his project Silversmith. Also that he's obviously played around, if you've got the coin there, with having a stopper. He said he sort of played around with a hairband, and also the advanced position, which I thought I'd come up with, but as with all these things, there's always somebody else that's played around with it, which is obviously gives this really nice look. Now, obviously one thing I think I've added is the different ways of getting into that, which with the ghost slide, the ghost block, and the bad ghost. But he also pointed out Mott Sun, who I hadn't heard of, does the move in that advanced position without a watch, which I thought, wow, that's going to be good. So that is something I need to look into, and I'm looking forward to researching. So that's a few extra credits for Ghost. As a conclusion, I'd just like to finish off by summarising exactly what Ghost is, because Ghost isn't a move. Even though I refer to it as a move, Ghost is actually a concept. In fact, this is Ghost. This everyday object is the invisible ghost that will make your coin magic cleaner, better and more invisible. And what Ghost does, it eliminates those weird hand washing sequences. It eliminates weird overproving moves or those awkward ditches, and instead gives your coin magic this beautiful open look. So you can start a routine like this, you can have this look throughout, and even end a routine with this look. No matter how good some of these other moves like this are, which they do look great, there's no doubt about it, this looks good, and this looks quite good, and this looks good, but this looks better, and that looks even better. And that's what Ghost is all about. The moves are kind of secondary, and what the moves help you to do is they help you to do all the cool stuff, because the moves will help you produce a coin in a beautiful way or vanish a coin in a beautiful and ultra clean way and give you that look. But Ghost is that concept of just this beautiful open look, and which is for me has been a total game changer. So that's Ghost. If you've got any questions for me, let me know. I'm already working on Ghost 2 because I've got some hidden gems for that, so look out for that. Thank you very much for watching. Thanks for purchasing Ghost. If you like this style of tutorial, please check out the Alchemy Tree. We specialise in sleight of hand and teach fundamental moves, we teach our own moves and our own routines, all with this unique look and attention to detail. Please also check out our website and our social media pages for all the latest up and coming projects.